Well, good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? Well, you sound good and you look good, and welcome to Lee Day 2 at Lee University. My name's Mark Walker, the president here at Lee University, and we are thrilled to have you on our campus this weekend, and we trust that you are already getting the sense of what makes this place so special. And so for the next moment or two this morning, we want to give you a glimpse into what we call the Lee experience. And we're going to be spotlighting some of the more common and really cherished elements that make life at Lee such a flourishing, thriving, and meaningful experience for our students. So you're going to hear some really incredible music. You're going to hear some inspiring stories. You're going to see some informative and very entertaining videos. So let's get this thing started. And kicking us off this morning is the Lee University Symphonic Band under the direction of Dr. Mark Bailey, professor of music in our School of Music. Now, they are going to be performing two selections. The first one is from Pixar's movie, The Incredibles, and the second one is entitled On an American Spiritual, and is composed by one of our faculty members, Dr. David Holsinger. He has been with us almost 25 years, and if you've played any kind of band music or familiar with band music, you know Holsinger's name. He is world-renowned for his arrangements. Well, he's going to be retiring at the end of this school year, and on April the 14th, we have a tribute to him, and he's actually going to be conducting some of his music. It's called Holsinger Conducts Holsinger, April 14th, right here in the Conn Center. If you're in town or you're local, it's open to the public, free of charge. Come in and enjoy this great music. Now, put your hands together and welcome, please, the Lee University Symphonic Band.
You want Danny to do a jingle?
No, it's not a jingle. It's a song about Lee Day.
That sounds like a jingle to me. Danny don't do jingles.
No, we're talking a hit song.
Danny does do hits.
No longer bound, you'll find your home at Lee Day. Jesus, your love has brought us home, brought us home.
Okay, Lee, you worship.
I need Lee to be my home. I need Lee to be my school.
That's pretty good. What else you got?
Walker, 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 Justin Walker, Lee Day. Expect something great. Go Braves!
Danny is excited.
Walker, Walker, Dr. Walker, Chapel Forum, PCS. You can go into the campus where Christ is our King. Wire sports or join a Greek club, Reds Line Rugby, intramurals, lots of different ways for you to go get involved. Come visit, and you'll want to stay at Lee Day. Expect something great. Go Flames!
This is a man's world, but it would be nothing, oh nothing, without a woman or a girl. Man made the car to take us over the road. Since you've gone, I've been lost without a trace. Dreaming that I can only see your face. Look around, but it's you I can't replace. Feel so cold and I long for your embrace. I keep crying, baby, 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 please. And the hunger more profound. So make it rain, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting the time, yeah.
Up next to make it to the Dolby stage next Tuesday with a shot at the finale on Wednesday is Clark Beckham.
I need love. To keep me warm. I need love to weather my storm. I need love to see me through. That doesn't ask what I can do, but a love that says I believe, that takes my dreams and conceives. I need peace. to set me free. I need peace. Keep my mind at ease. I need peace, please. Keep my soul alive. I need peace from the Lord to arrive. Well, I need a peace that don't fall down with me, that ain't afraid to hit the ground with me, that won't leave when the road gets hard indeed. 'Cause it gets harder, oh, it gets harder. I need faith to tell me every little thing is gonna be okay. I need faith. Take my fears away. Well, when the walls come falling down, I won't hear a word, no, not a sound of fear, not here, oh no, not anymore. I'll just knock, you'll open the door. 'Cause I need you to be the one to see me through. Oh, I need you to do what only you can do. Lord, I need you to carry me on my good, on my bad, everything. I don't wanna try this life alone. So won't you breathe in these Thank you very much. How you guys doing? Good? Great. My name's Clark Beckham. It is such an honor to be here. It is not just guest guy speech. You know, I really mean that. It's some of my favorite years of my life were right here as a student, so it's always super exciting to come back. Anyone else get woken up by the iPhone screaming at you in the middle of the night? Okay, great. Yeah, there's no fear like just sleeping right in the middle of REM cycle. I mean, we were great. Me and my wife, we took just some melatonin. We were crushing. It was just all the way asleep. And then just, that's just a beautiful feature they have. So that was fun. I mean,
it's for the best, isn't it? You know, we didn't even hear rain, but if we did, we were ready to, I don't know, go downstairs in the bathroom or something. But weather's great now. Looks great outside. Listen, we've got a great day planned for you guys. Got a great show today. This is one of the highlights of Lead Day for me when I was a student was Spotlight, was Life at Lee like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to cram all of the Lee experience into an hour and 15 minutes, which is impossible, but we're gonna try our best. We're gonna talk about academics, student life, spiritual life, a lot more. Just give you a good old round understanding of what it's like to be here. Also, we've got the legendary, world-renowned a cappella group. We got the Voices of Lee coming up, and we've got the ensemble that I was in when I was here at Lee. We've got Campus Choir. Listen, Lee University was the best decision I ever made outside of salvation and marriage. It really was. It enhanced every single aspect of my life. Musically, I've had the opportunity since Idol to play with some of the greatest musicians. I've yet to find anybody better than the musicians here. I mean that. Still today, you heard the band here. My faith became real and active. Before Lee, my faith was really just a belief that I could answer Sunday school questions about. When I came to Lee, it became powerful, and I knew how to use it. I knew how to pray for people. And the Christ is King, that's where Christ is King. That's not just a nice slogan for a Christian school. That is how everything is run here. And that's the truth. The staff pushed me intellectually, gave me a work ethic that I would absolutely be lost without. I tell people, I got a history degree, and I'm a singer-songwriter. I use my degree every single day in the work ethic and the problem solving that you learn while being here. You'll get it when you get here. Okay, are you guys ready? Sit back, relax. This next crew behind me doesn't need an introduction, but I'm gonna give them one anyway. They were featured on NBC's The Sing Off. They have music videos with millions of views. They do it all without a band. And as we've learned already, Danny don't do jingles, just hits. So please welcome Danny Murray and the Voices of Lee.
Keep marching on. Trouble weighs me down, brings me to my knees. Lord, my needs are many, but that's a pretty good place to be. Oh, blame it on the preacher, cause the preacher done told. The devil's got a target on my heart and my soul. But let me tell you, brother, what the devil don't know. The Lord gonna lift you get money. I may never be fame, but if you put me in the spotlight, I point it back your way. Standing at the top is never ever my goal. If you put me on the mountain, yes, I tell the whole world, singing hallelujah till I hit the dirt. Oh, I'm gonna lift you higher. All that I have, all I've been given.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one was there? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. 'Cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. And when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you could reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know he'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, you'll reach up in your eyes again, lift your head and look around, you will be found, you will be found, you will be found, you will be
There's a place where we don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone.
if you only say the word from across the silence, your voice is heard. Oh, someone will come running. Oh, someone will come running.
I was immediately struck by how friendly and kind of extroverted the campus is.
I was legit 500 miles from home, but something about Lee felt vaguely familiar to me, and it did feel like I belonged here.
When I visited Lee, I realized I was comfortable here. It felt like home. It felt like a place I could grow.
I grew up overseas, so I was in Germany. My first time ever stepping foot on campus was like 2 days prior to student arrival for the first day. So I was excited to meet a lot of people, and I was meeting someone new like every day.
I think the professors make themselves extremely accessible to students and very available and willing to engage with you on a personal level. Is not just because they love their discipline and their area of expertise, but because they love working with students and impacting the lives of students.
Very often you will see faculty walking to go get a cup of coffee with their students here on campus. Or they might share a meal together in the cafeteria.
As I connect with students outside of the classroom, they come to know me and to trust me, and I come to know them, so that when I give them assignments in the classroom that might stretch them, they know that I'm doing this because I care for them.
And I think that's the difference. We see our job, me as a professor, as my calling. And my calling is God has given me special abilities that I need to share with other people for them to be able to achieve their calling.
A lot of them have attended here as students and came back to teach as professors because they just loved Lee so much. And I think that speaks a lot to how amazing Lee is and how much people want to come back here.
There's a lot of conversations I've had with my professors that went beyond just academics, and it was about how I was doing spiritually, where I was wanting to go for like my career, and they were providing me opportunities to grow in those things that I didn't necessarily even knew I wanted to do.
When you enter into Lee, you're entering into so many other stories, so your story is intersecting at this one point in time with so many others, and everyone has come here from different places and different backgrounds.
The experience of going to chapel surrounded by your classmates, your teammates, and just your peers in general is really awesome. Just to worship together or just listen to the message.
At Lee, you're gonna have the opportunity to be around people that care for you, and you're also gonna have the opportunity of sitting in the same classroom with people that have the same faith and the same beliefs and the same dreams.
Integrating faith isn't just about doing a devotion or having a prayer. It's about the way we treat our students.
This is the place where they are going to grow and develop into all God has called them to be.
Of course, I knew God brought me, but I didn't really know why up until I stepped foot on campus, and I felt like I belonged here, and He surrounded me with people that were pulling the best things out of me.
The foundation that Lee is built on is one that cannot be shaken. It's built on God and on faith and on, caring about people, and these types of things you don't find at every university, or they're something that they mention, but they don't always stick true to.
I think that's really one of the key pieces that sets Lee apart, is that we see the Christian approach, the Christian worldview, as not only something we say, but also something we do.
There are people here who want to get to know you and want to pour into you. So to be a Lee University student means you have the opportunity to build incredible relationships that will last you post-college, post-school, wherever you end up going.
If you're looking for a place where there will be plenty of opportunities for you to connect, and where your professors and the staff and the administration will love you well, this is that place.
If you want a place that's going to give you the strongest academic, content knowledge that you could ask for, Lee is your place. If you want a place that's going to help you develop spiritually, Lee is your place.
I think a lot of people who describe what's best about Lee describe the people and how big of an impact that's had, while at the same time realizing that we have excellent academics and you'll be challenged and pushed.
I believe it prepared me in the best way possible, because I look back on all the training that they gave me, and when people say that I stand out or there's something about me, it's things that I can trace back to Lee.
Now you have an opportunity to rewrite your own present that then in return changes your future for the better. I'm thankful I took a chance in myself, and thankful I took a chance in this university, because I am better because of it. And I know that my future is better because of the decision I made.
Please welcome to the stage. Please welcome to the stage Chancellor Dr. Paul Kahn, Dr. Andrea Dismukes, and Dr. Skip Jenkins.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Now, look, this is the serious part of the program. We are faculty. Yeah. This is Professor Jenkins. If you see him on campus, forget the bad hat, the hoodie. Call him Professor. He likes that. This is Professor Talent. I'm sorry. This is the voice right here. This is Professor Dismukes. Now, actually, so they gave us the academic part. You know, you got your sports, you got your Greek clubs, you got your student activities, you got all your fun and games. But this is a school, and you're coming here to study something and to major in something. That's the part they told us to do. So here we are. Now, you know, this whole weekend is about getting you to choose Lee instead of going to all those other schools that want you to go there. But when you choose Lee and you come here, then there's another competition that begins. It's the choice of a major. When you get here, you choose a major. And all of us in our various disciplines and departments will want you to choose our major. So they've asked us to give you a quick run through. Now, there are 52 majors at Lee. Now, that's true. You heard that right. 52 different majors. And they said, take 5 minutes and explain these 52 majors. So we had to get the very best. So here we go. Now, Professor Jenkins, sorry, Dr. Jenkins, he's been teaching here 20 years, just a child. Professor Dismukes, 30 years. She's a professor in music, he's a professor in theology, I'm in psychology. I've been here longer than any one of them. On the stage right now before you, ladies and gentlemen, it ought to get a big applause. You have an aggregate 100 years of teaching experience at Lee. Let's hear it from you.
All right.
And I got to say, you're looking good for 100.
Thank you so much.
So I'm going to give these esteemed colleagues of mine a chance to tell you in a single sentence or phrase something about half of these majors. We don't have time to talk about the majors. Look it up. But so I've said to them, okay, let's do this. Let me ask you, just off the cuff, no rehearsal, no music, no microphones, no beatbox. I'm going to ask you what's the best thing about the major. You got that, Andrea? And what's the worst thing about the major? You're a natural for this, Dr. Jenkins. Okay. All right, we're going to do a tour of the campus. We're going to start with a science and math complex in the science and math area. Let's start with biology. Dr. Dismukes, what's the worst thing about being a biology major?
I'd have to say it's dissecting all those frogs.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, what's the best thing?
You have Dunkin' Donuts in your building.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Okay, Dr. Jenkins, your turn. Pre-med, you've heard of pre-med, right? Your name's doctor, you should know about pre-med. What's the best thing about pre-med?
Obviously, the best thing about pre-med is that you get to make your family and parents so proud.
Oh, yeah, they love it. My daddy, yeah, they love it. My daddy wanted me to be a doctor, and, didn't work out that way. And then he died, and there's no chance now, understand? But what's the worst thing about majoring in pre-med?
The worst thing has to be that it is the career that you are most likely to be filled and covered in blood.
Oh, yeah, that's there. There's always that. You need to think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's go to math. Dr. Dismukes, what's the best thing about math?
You have the smartest professors on campus.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Here's our math faculty right here. There's a couple of guys in the department, but we didn't put them in this picture. Reverse sexism.
Not as smart.
Yeah. What's the worst thing about majoring in math?
Let me see here.
Quick.
Sorry. Oh, they have to solve for X, and they still can't do it.
See, they don't know what X is. After all these years, they still don't know what X is. Oh, we also have a computer science major. I'll take that because I'm generally regarded as a kind of a high-tech computer guy. I know about that. So the best thing about computer science major is you'll always be able to get a good job. The worst thing is you always have to deal with people like me who don't know anything at all about computers. All right, let's move down the street to the education building. In the education building, we have lots of majors. The biggest one, of course, is teacher ed. Dr. Jenkins, what's the best thing about teacher ed?
The best thing about teacher ed is that you get to repay all of your teachers by pouring into the next generation of students.
That is so sweet. And what's the worst thing about teacher ed?
The absolute worst thing about that major is that you have to get up for school the rest of your life.
Yeah, think about it. It's like an 8 o'clock class the rest of your life, right? Yeah.
Forever.
And if it's high school, you got hall duty.
Yeah. Or bus duty.
Gosh, that would be terrible.
Oh, okay.
Well, the best thing about athletic training, then, to go on to the next one.
Yeah, what about athletic training?
Oh, I skipped you.
Yeah, no, you take athletic training. Take athletic training.
Okay. Athletic training, you get class credit for going to ball games.
Yeah, go to ball games, you get class credit. How easy could it be? What's the worst thing?
The worst thing is that every locker room smells like a locker room.
That certainly does all across our campus. I'll take phys ed since you wanted me to jump back in. Now, here's the good thing about majoring in phys ed. Your department chair is Dr. Mike Iosia, and he looks like this. Yeah. Guy was a football player. That's your department chair. The worst thing about phys ed, you and your friends look like this. All right, we better get out of education before we offend somebody. Now, you come right back up the street and you see that big old humanities building and lots of majors get taught in there. So let's start with history. Dr. Dismukes, what's the best thing about history?
All the lectures by Bob Barnett.
Oh, yeah. Love me some Bob Barnett. All right, what's the worst thing about it?
Everybody he's talking about is dead.
Already dead. They're all already dead. Let's stick with you since you're on a roll. What about political science? Best thing about political science?
Is you learn about how the government serves the people.
And the worst thing is?
Find out that that's rarely true.
Yeah. That works. All right, let's stay with you since you're on a roll. Dr. Dismukes, what about sociology?
In this major, you get to ask people all about their feelings and call it scientific.
Uh-huh. And the worst thing is what?
You have to explain to your mom that everything she reads on Facebook isn't true.
Not necessarily true. I'll take psychology because that's my thing. The best thing about majoring in psychology is you learn how to blame your parents for all your personality problems.
Right?
And the worst thing is you find out your roommate might be psycho. You know, yeah. That's something everybody has to look forward to. Let's move, another part of humanities, although it's not in the same building, is languages. So let's go to Dr. Jenkins. English, Dr. Jenkins. Best thing about English?
The best thing about English is all that reading.
Okay. What's the worst thing about English?
All that writing.
Yeah, okay. All right, what about TESOL? TESOL, Dr. Jenkins, best thing about
They
TESOL.
have goats.
They do have goats, absolutely. What's the worst thing?
No one knows why they have goats.
It's a mystery. You have to major in it to figure it out. Okay.
That was so bad.
There are Spanish. Okay, let's go to you then, Dr. Dismukes. They teach Spanish and French in the languages department. Dr. Dismukes, do you know anything good about Spanish?
Sí.
You know anything bad about Spanish?
No.
You know anything good about French?
Oui.
Do you know anything bad about French?
No.
Do we have German?
Nein.
Do we have Russian?
Yet.
But we do have Spanish.
Sí.
And we do have French.
Oui.
That's the best we can do, folks, for the languages. That's all. That's all we got. Okay. Don't know where to go after that, but so let's go to religion. We're going to your department. You come on down the street. From humanities, you get to the religion building. Theology. Dr. Jenkins, you're a theology professor.
I am.
What's the best thing about majoring in theology?
You get to develop a deep connection with your faith.
What's the worst thing about it?
All those big words.
Yeah.
Dr. Kahn, back when this institution was the Bible training school, you were a theology major.
Well, that's actually after that, young man. But yeah, I was a theology major. I was pretty good at it.
Do you remember any of these words?
I remember those words. I sure do.
Prove it.
You can't prove God. Oh, God, come on now. I have no idea. Superlapsarianism, what do you think it means? Nah, right answer. Let's move on from theology. What about missions, Dr. Jenkins? Best thing about missions?
The best thing about missions is that you get to travel to remote and fancy places.
What's the worst thing?
That you will get stuck in the Atlanta airport.
All right, let's move on to the School of Music. We hate to do that. We're running out of time. I'd like to skip over that, but I'll take the first one on the School of Music. Vocal music. You major in vocal music. Now, the best thing about vocal music is you might see your classmates on The Voice or on American Idol. Yeah, that's a good thing about music. The worst thing is you will never be able to sound as good as Dr. Dismukes. That's the worst thing about music.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on. Percussion, Dr. Dismukes. You know percussion? What's the best thing about percussion?
You get to beat on things.
And what's the worst thing?
If you break a marimba, you're going to have to sell a kidney to pay for it.
And you can break those things. What about saxophone? You can major in saxophone. What's the best thing about majoring in saxophone?
It's playing Careless Whisper for all the Greek parties.
And what's the worst thing about majoring in saxophone?
Playing Careless Whisper for all the Greek parties.
Okay, Dr. Dismukes, piano. What's the best thing about majoring in piano?
Well, you live in a practice room with Beethoven, Mozart, and Chopin.
That sounds pretty good. And what's the worst thing?
They're all dead.
More dead people in our joke is dead people. Yeah, all those guys are dead?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about nursing. It's one of the newest and already one of the largest majors at Lee. Dr. Jenkins, what's the best thing about majoring in nursing?
You get to wear cool scrubs and play with robots.
Yeah, okay. What's the worst thing?
All of your friends go, is this infected?
Okay. All right. We left that in.
It's my only contribution.
Okay, well then let's move across the quadrangle. From nursing, there's the School of Business and the Communication Building. Dr. Dismukes, what about accounting? What's the best thing about accounting?
You'll always be able to get a great job.
And what's the worst thing?
You'll always be bored.
We weren't supposed to say that was an inside joke.
Sorry.
Yeah, they told us don't ever say boring. But we thought if we were going to say it, this was the place, right?
Perfect place.
Business administration, Dr. Dismukes. What's the best thing?
Well, they teach you all about audits and balance sheets and economics.
Well, then what's the worst thing?
Deciding what your next major is going to be. You'll get that later. Like next year.
Dr. Jenkins, theater. Over in the communication building, you can major in theater. What's the best thing about majoring in theater?
The best thing is that you get to play pretend and get it for school credit.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Well, what's the worst thing?
All that drama.
Okay, public relations. What you got on public relations? Best thing about majoring in public relations?
You learn how to present yourself and your ideas well in public.
Oh, that's great. What's the worst thing?
You have to smile all the time.
All the time, I'm telling you, all the time if you're a public relations person. What about art over there, Dr. Jenkins?
You never have to buy Christmas presents for anyone again.
That's the best thing about majoring in art. What's the worst thing?
The worst thing is that you don't know what to do with all those clay pots you made.
That's right, yeah. And film studies, finally wrapping up, film studies. Dr. Dismukes.
All right, well, you get to watch all these great motion picture masterpieces for class.
And what's the worst thing?
There's no popcorn.
No popcorn in
Sorry
the
about
film
it.
studies program. Get him some popcorn over there. Okay, well, that's all the time we have, so let's just stop there. That's just a sample of the many things you can major in at Lee, and even though we've been a little lighthearted, we want you to know how seriously we take our academic goals here at Lee for ourselves and for our students. So we've had a lot of history at Lee, teaching a lot of different kinds of students. We can't wait to get you here in August or the following year to study one of these or some of the majors we didn't have time to mention. You can get a great education here no matter which major you choose.
Right now, the important choice is to come to Lee. After you get here, we can decide about all of these great majors and these fascinating subjects. But you should know this, that we have a faculty who have been trained in some of the best research and teaching institutions across this globe, and they have come to this place to serve the Lord Jesus Christ and you. And that's worth coming here for.
Absolutely. And maybe you're sitting out there and you have no clue what you want to major in, and you might be feeling some pressure about that. Well, the biggest major of the freshman class is undecided. It's when you come in and you just kind of absorb everything. You go to classes, you meet friends, and you study, and you find the thing that gives you joy, and you find the thing that you believe you're called to do. And And then you get to pursue that in this place that really values a higher education for Christian young people. So please come to Lee. You belong here, even if you're not sure. You belong at Lee. I can tell you that for sure.
Thank you, Dr. Dismukes. Thank you, Dr. Jenkins. Thank you, guys. You got it back, Steve.
I'd always heard from my family that there was something special about the culture of Lee, but I never understood it.
I began my journey at Lee as a first-generation college student. I was eager to meet new people, grow as an individual, and give my family the peace of mind to know they had prepared me well. I was also excited to know that I'd be the beginning of my own generation that would seek higher education and be able to pursue their passions with as many, if not even more open doors than what I had been able to experience.
The professors here were amazing. They challenged me, they encouraged me, they allowed me to disagree with them at times and push back with constructive opposing opinions without any fear of retribution. They actually cared for me.
There have been many moments where I've witnessed the grace of God through the faculty and staff here at Lee, and it is for these reasons that I've been able to excel as a student and individual.
This next season of life has a lot of unknowns, but what I do know is that it will be shaped by the people and experiences I've learned from here at Lee.
Lee has given me an atmosphere where I could continue to develop and grow in my personal relationship with Jesus, which has given me confidence and courage for wherever the rest of my life story leads.
I have gained so much more than a diploma. I have received a wealth of knowledge and a treasure trove of relationships that I will always cherish.
One thing Lee has taught me is that with every connection made and with those we've been able to cross paths with, we're gifted with an opportunity to be light bearers. We're also given smaller pieces to a greater puzzle in the sense that these relationships and connections built in this season can go on to open more doors and hold greater purpose in the near or far future.
Lee has commissioned me to go into the world and has combined my passion for people and my knowledge gained to better serve and relay the message of the gospel. I'm so excited to move on to my new adventure, but I'm so honored that on every resume, office, or household wall, it will read that I am an alumnus of Lee University. Thank you.
Nursing, business, comm, arts, music, 52 different majors. Undecided? That's okay. You'll find your way at Lee Day. Expect something great. Go Flames!
How are we doing so far? Everybody good? It's been pretty good, right? Incredible voices of Lee. Let's give it a hand. Give a hand for them again. One of my favorite things to do when I come back at Lee is play this piano. Truly, it's just a 12-foot monster, Baldwin. When I was on Idol, when you would get done with one of your songs, like when you'd perform them, the producers would often say, hey, make sure you tag like the artist of whoever song you just sang on Twitter, Instagram, so they can maybe see it and share it. I don't think I ever sang a song who the artist of that song wasn't either dead or certainly didn't have a TikTok. I mean, it was just like Marvin Gaye, Al Green, Stevie Wonder's alive. Okay, he's the one. Ray Charles, all these old school singers. And for my whole life, I've loved the old school type of music. And they would ask me, like, how did you get this weird retro musical taste? And I went back and thought, how did I develop my musical taste? And I had to go back and think, okay, when was the first time I remember a song just hitting me in the gut, like striking me to the core? And I remember it was Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. You guys know this song? Did you send me daughters when I asked for sons? You're the saddest bunch I've ever met, and you can bet before we're through, Mr. I'll make a man out of you. You guys remember that? Let me hear you. What movie is that from? Mulan. We have a very excited Disney crowd today. Or what about this one? This had the power to just play the piano intro, and all of a sudden, just tears would start coming. Let's see if it works. See, I told you. I heard. And I heard, oh, gosh, why is it painfully good? Anybody know what that is? Exactly. Yep, that's the song. When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Every hour we spent together lives within my heart. And when she was sad, I was there to dry her tears. And when she was happy, so was I. When she loved me. From Toy Story 2, Jessie's song. She's talking about her big, dumb owner that left her on the side of the road. I would never do that. Okay, what about this one? Any early birds feel like they already know what this is? This is Go the Distance from Hercules. When I was on American Idol, they do a movie theme week. And I was going to do this song, and they're very big on make sure the song means something to you. So I was trying to think, okay, well, I can't relate to being a son of Zeus and then trying to be good enough to work out and get to Mount Olympus. I just can't relate that emotionally. Just can't get there. So I'm thinking, well, what if like Go the Distance meant my career? You know, just making it in music. So I sang the song thinking about that, and it is okay. It didn't do a lot for me. And then I thought, I don't even know if this will work. What if I sing this song about heaven? Just getting to heaven, the distance, being this life that we live. I was like, let me try this. And let me just tell you that anytime a human being, a creature of God, is writing about longing, God is in the subject of their art, whether they realize it or not. And this is perfect proof. The person did not think, Alan Menken, I'm sure, didn't think about getting to heaven. Maybe he did. But the lyrics, whether or not he did, line up perfectly to the longing that's in all of us, which is to go the ultimate distance. Think about that with these lyrics. I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face,
and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will find my way. If I can't be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong.
Thank you. So, I don't know if you guys realize, but you are, well, first let me get an idea of the room. Who's from the Southeast? Raise your hand. Florida doesn't count. You guys have beaches. You don't count what I'm about to talk about. Okay, so me too. So I'm born and raised in Tennessee, and a lot of us don't realize that we are one of the most beautiful areas in the country right here in Tennessee, especially right here in this valley that we're in Cleveland. We're gonna play a video that is gonna describe it better than I can right now. But Cleveland, Tennessee is a great place to be. There's places to shop and eat and work. My wife and I just went to Roma. That's like half a mile from here. Oh my goodness. There's not enough room for everybody in here, but you should try to go there. Really great restaurants here. And then there are places to work too. There are multiple Walmarts. I don't know why a town would need 2 Walmarts, but we have them, and they're always understaffed. So there's plenty of opportunity economically for students to come and work. Check out this video for more about this area.
Most Lee students have one thing in common: their love for Southeast Tennessee. A perfect location for those who love the outdoors. Whether it's hiking and camping in the Smoky Mountains, world-class whitewater rafting, mountain biking, or swimming, students enjoy all of these activities, and they're all within a 30-minute drive from campus. But it doesn't end outdoors. Students also hang out in Chattanooga, the stunning scenic city which is just 35 minutes from campus. Visiting Atlanta only requires a 2-hour drive, and the popular Nashville experience is just a bit further. While each of these destinations are great, the safety and comfort of our hometown of Cleveland, Tennessee is the perfect place to call home for your college experience. Our campus is over 135 acres, and we're connected to a growing greenway that allows easy access to key areas of our community. So, pack your boots, bathing suit, and running shoes, because there's plenty of fun for you right here in Southeast Tennessee.
To the business, I feel the spirit moving through the city. I got the light shining, come get it. Walking with Christ, moving where it's gritty. Walking with Christ, moving where it's gritty. I feel the spirit moving through the city. I see the people trying to bring them with me. We got a light, tell them come and get it. Yeah. Walk, 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 walk. I walk, 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 walk. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We walk. Whoa, I was chasing my glory, then fell asleep. Woke me up and told me to go feed the sheep. Sent me deep in the streets just to bring them peace. Yeah, we be where them blickies be busting, where they enjoy life with no discussion. But as soon as they see the light rushing, they know that the Lord walking with us, no bluffing. People say that I'm fake, I'm like, okay. Do you walk in the light or you throw shade? 1 more 6 on my skin, I got no shame. We was preaching about Jesus before fame. Get it? We want.
Well, hello, everybody. We want to give you a little bit of feel of what it's like here in the Lee University Athletic Department. I'm Carmen Lastory. I'm the Assistant Athletic Director, and I'm joined on stage here by 4 of our outstanding student athletes. How many sports fans we got in the house? Raise your hand, wave at me. All right, bunch of you. And if you're not, we're going to convert you in the fall, so just be prepared for that, all right? We compete in NCAA Division II athletics in the Gulf South Conference. It's a premier Division II athletic conference. And just to brag a little bit, you know, we don't like to brag. Well, yes, actually, we do like to brag. That's kind of what I get paid for, to brag on our student athletes. So let me do that. The last 2 years, we have won the Gulf South Conference All-Sports Trophy. And what that means is we are the best overall athletic department in our conference the last 2 years. I had very little to do about it. These guys had a lot to do with that. And nationally, there are 320 NCAA Division II schools that compete in college athletics. So they have a national ranking of the best athletic programs. And last year, we finished 11th out of 320 NCAA Division II athletic programs. Phenomenal. Now, the exclamation point on that successful season last year was our men's golf team. Anybody hear about this? Our Lee men's golf team? Nobody. I did a terrible job of getting the word out on that. I hope my bosses aren't watching this or looking at this. Our Lee men's golf team won our first NCAA national championship last year. And we have one of those big-time players, Lee men's golfer Beck Burnett. He is currently the #1 collegiate golfer in the nation. That's right. You heard me correctly. Beck, how incredible was it to win that national championship up at the TPC at Michigan course? I was up there with you guys. It was just an incredible week. What did it feel like when you guys knew, walking off 18, that you were national champions?
I'll tell you what. Being up there in Michigan, winning that national championship, probably the coolest thing I've ever been a part of, you know, on or off the golf course. And I think, you know, that final match when we clinched the final point, you know, all the guys there, all of our parents there, so many emotions came up in that moment. And it's just kind of a testament, I think, to all the hard work that the guys put in and the coaches put in and, you know, everybody behind the scenes. And so, you know, we're blessed to have that support, blessed to be national champions for life, right? And just the chance to do that again, you know, next month and go for 2 in a row.
Yeah, they're going for the repeat coming up. And were you nervous at all? I was nervous. Like, I literally, my hands were shaking, and thankfully I didn't have to hit a shot or we would not have been national champions. But you were up there, and you guys just looked cool as the other side of the pillow, as Stuart Scott used to say. Were you nervous at all in that final round?
I was nervous, but you know, Coach Maupin tells us that we're the calmest, we're the toughest, and we're closers. So we live by that and just stay prepared for the moments.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on that, Beck. And you know, one of the things that makes our athletic department so successful is our outstanding coaching staff. And so Morgan Carbaugh is a member of the Lee women's basketball team. She's a senior, and she is a part of the Lady Flames. And Coach Marty Rowe has been the women's basketball coach since 2004. All right, so that was probably before any of you were born out there, 2004. Morgan, how special is it, the relationship that you have with our coaching staff?
It's just so special to be a part of something that's lasted so long and has such a strong foundation. And one of the key things I've learned being a part of a team that is coached so well and has coaches that pour into them consistently is the standard that is there and the standard that they make you achieve in excellence. And that is all across the board within the coaches and faculty, as well as you see in our slogan, expect something great. Expect something great for yourselves. We expect something great as athletes, and whether that's championships, wins, or just growing as people. So being a part of a team that's had such a long year, tenured coach, it's really an example of the work you put in and accolades that you gain help you more as a person than just an athlete. So.
And as a senior, what are you going to miss the most about, suiting up, lacing up the sneakers and going into Walker Arena and playing for the Lady Flames?
I think what I'm going to miss the most is just the conversations that come on and off the court with the relationship with the girls and the coaches as well.
Absolutely. And we have Lee volleyball player Ashton Middleton. And Ashton is a junior on the Lee volleyball team. And Ashton, really, it takes so much to make a successful athletic program. And it's not just coaches, it's not just support staff within the athletic department. Talk about the support you as student athletes receive from the campus in general.
Yeah, I think being an athlete, your schedule's already crazy trying to balance everything. And so professors are so understanding, really great at just helping you get caught up when you come back. They're really great about putting time aside just to work with you to really make sure you're understanding everything. So it makes it so much easier to know that you do have the support of your faculty and staff members behind you, rallying for you. And then them just showing up at games, like you see them in the crowd and you're like, oh wow, like I really do have a relationship with them outside of just the classroom. So it really creates a lot of opportunities to get to know them and be involved with campus.
Yeah, and you hit on something really cool there, right? The crowd, right? The home court, the home field advantage makes all the difference. Noah Bowler is our men's basketball player, and Noah, I like to call him the human highlight film, man. He's got some showcase dunks that you are gonna see when you come to Walker Arena this fall. Noah, how important is it for you guys to go out there and play in front of a packed crowd? What does it mean to have like a loud student section there cheering you guys on? How does that feel?
Well, I think it generates momentum. We love when people come out and support us. We tend to thrive off energy, and the ball continuously finds energy. And, the more people that come out, it's really, it's time to go. And we just love when people support us. And when people support us, we tend to thrive and play well.
And how does it feel? Because obviously, I'm 5'8", 5'7.5". So I don't know what it feels like to dunk a basketball. I need you to let me know, what kind of feeling is that when you just slam a ball on top of somebody and just, in the love of Christ, say, get off me, right? How does that feel?
It feels great. I'm not gonna lie. It feels great. Once you're up there, it feels like there's nothing that can stop you. And once you do it, it's like, let's go do it again. So.
Absolutely. And we touched on that. When you guys come here in the fall, we want you to be connected with Lee Athletics, man. We've got so many great things going on. Our student athletes are the best. They're developing and graduating as champions, both on and off the court, and that's what we're all about. And so we need you guys to come on out. Our student section makes all the difference. When you guys are there and you support our student athletes, we are able to continue to achieve success year in and year out. But I got to tell you guys something. The secret sauce to our success is really our mascot, right? Have you guys seen Valor walking around at all? Have you guys seen Valor walking around? Here's the thing. We are the Lee Flames, right? But we have a Viking as a mascot. So we did some digging, little investigative work, and we tried to get to the bottom of what this is all about, all right? Let's check this out. Thank you, guys.
Valor is, to me, the spirit behind Lee Athletics. He's the straw that stirs the drink.
Valor the Viking. He's the mascot of the school.
Right, but who is he? To steal a famous song lyric, he really is the wind beneath our wings.
So, who are you?
He's Valor.
Right.
The mascots at Lee is an interesting story because it's changed several times. In 1960 to 66, that's when the mascot was chosen for the Vikings. Ray Hughes became president again from 1982 to 1984, and it was with his second presidency that he felt the mascot should change from Vikings to Flames.
Have you heard of the previous mascot, specifically the different iterations of Sparky?
Yes. May he rest in peace.
I remember going to the basketball games and Sparky would be running around and, getting us all excited with school spirit.
How do I say this gently? He scared everybody.
And just this great big red fur really is what it looked like.
Kids would come to the game, they would run away from him screaming, for their mom. We got reports of kids having nightmares because Sparky was coming in the middle of the night, right?
It was fun, and we all liked Sparky, and very much like students with Valor today, we wanted our photo made with Sparky.
It didn't land quite like we were hoping for.
So what was the decision to bring back the Viking?
The centennial year was amazing, celebrating lots of different things, and so connecting with that generation that identifies as the Vikings. So bringing Valor back to connect all of Lee together.
When we were discussing how to unveil Valor, right? And so we decided that we would, almost go with kind of this professional wrestling theme where I got out on the court and I was like the ring announcer and I announced Valor and there was smoke and he came out of the corner here and it was like this iconic moment, right? And there was like a handful of claps and applause. But from there, I think Valor really took off. So we went into it thinking that Valor would be a representation of the centennial. And he has kind of like your nagging in-laws. Like he won't go away. Like he just keeps coming back. And we've welcomed him into our heart.
If you were to venture a guess, who do you think Valor is?
Well, Valor could be anyone. Valor could be me.
I will say this. I have yet to see him and Dr. Walker in the same room together.
So, okay, just one more time. Who are you, really?
Valor, he's our mascot, cheering all the Lee games on soccer, tennis, speedball. He will be there for all Lee Day. Expect something great. Go Flames!
Life is full of tough decisions. So when you're looking at college, it's easy to feel uncertain about what lies ahead. And at Lee, we know that your journey will lead to some pretty unexpected destinations. Like the time a rainy camping trip led to a beautiful sunrise. Or when that awkward student ID photo helped you find your next favorite look. Or how coffee with a professor turned into a new career path. When you face unexpected challenges, we'll be there to lend a hand. That's just what we do. We expect the unexpected. And we expect something great from you and our university. And that, well, that is so much more than just a degree.
Walker, Justin Walker, Lee Day. Expect something great. Go Flames!
Well, hello, everybody. Again, good to see you. You doing okay? Well, you've heard from academics. You've heard from our athletes. Now we're going to hear from a few more of our students. There's 4 students that are currently here at Lee University. And everything that is taking place and what we're spotlighting to you today is all about the student experience here at Lee University. So I want you to meet these 4 students, and they're going to talk about really what has been the most impactful thing for them while being here at Lee. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves real quick, tell your name, your major, where you're from, junior, senior, what is your class? So go.
My name is Gabriela. I'm a marketing major, and I'm currently in my junior year. I'm from Honduras. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm a discipleship ministry major, and I'm graduating this May.
Hey guys, I'm Maddie Robinson. I'm a senior discipleship ministries major, and I grew up here in Cleveland.
I'm Elijah. I'm from Maine. I'm a finance major, and yeah, I'm also graduating in May. So yeah.
All right, give it up for them. Welcome them, please. So a marketing major, finance major, 2 discipleship ministry majors. So you 2 are going to heaven and you 2 are going to make a lot of money. Is that how this works? All right, so here's the question I have for you. It's simply this. What of the Lee student life experience has been most meaningful or has had the greatest impact on you since you've been here at Lee? So Gabby, start us off.
Lee has given me the opportunity to discover God's plans for my life in a safe environment. It has allowed me to dream bigger than I could ever imagine. And it has said, yes, I can to my disability, where there has been a no due to my disability. Just to attend university, it is a blessing that has shaped my life forever in the most impactful way. I have learned discipline, grit, and that you don't have to be smart to be in college. All it takes is a little bit of hard work, determination, and trusting God.
Very good. Now, Honduras, how did you hear about Lee all the way in Honduras?
Through my mother.
Your mother?
Yes.
And how did she know about Lee?
She used to babysit in one of the places from here.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, we're glad you're here at Lee
Thank
University.
you.
Paul, you come from that great distant land of Chattanooga.
Yeah, go Chat.
So what's it been like for you here?
I would have to say my relationships with my professors have probably been the best thing. Not a lot of people know this, but Dr. Walker was actually my gateway professor freshman year, and that has helped me with different opportunities. I've gotten the chance to work with him in our president's office, and now I have a job post-grad in our admissions office, and I'm some of you guys as counselors, and I'm excited to be working with you guys. But just being able to spend time with your professors, they know you by name. I would encourage you just to go to their office hours and just get to know them because they're great people. Lee is a great place, and we have great professors.
Yeah, so you met some of our faculty and you heard about some of the good things and the bad things about some of our majors. But the great thing about our faculty is they just don't stay in the classroom or hide in their offices. They are very out and about with our students. Many of them serve as mentors and coaches, have coffee, lunch together, and Paul's been a benefit of that kind of experience. So thank you, Paul. Maddie, what about you? You're right here in Cleveland. You're a local girl. What's it been like here at Lee for you?
Yeah, so kind of tagging off of Paul's answer with the relationships, I know that through middle and high school, it was such a desire of my heart to have a God-centered community and just have people around me that would not only encourage me as a person, but would encourage me in my faith journey. And so I think it's been just such a sweet opportunity to see the community that I've surrounded myself with at Lee. There are just so many opportunities here, whether it be through a Greek service club or Res Life, or like Paul was talking about, just your freshman gateway. There are relationships I've made my freshman year that have carried me all the way through my 4 years at Lee that have been just so fruitful and have just encouraged me as a Christ follower, but also just as a sister in Christ. So I think that has just changed the trajectory. I cannot say that word. Changed the trajectory of my life.
She's not quite graduated yet, so she'll get that word before she graduates.
I'm a discipleship ministries major, obviously not an English lit or anything like that, so gotta give me some grace.
But you are going to heaven, and that's really all
Yeah,
that
I'm going
matters
to
at this
heaven.
point. Elijah, you're from Maine, but where exactly in Maine are you from?
Yeah, so I live right on the coast on a little island called Swans Island is where I'm from.
Swans.
so.
How did you hear about Lee there?
So on this tiny little island of about 400 people, there's actually a Church of God there. And through my Church of God connection, I ended up at Lee, so yeah.
Outstanding. Now, what happens on your island? What do you do?
Yeah, so most of the people there are lobster fish, which is a unique profession, but that's what I've done my whole life. So yeah, lobster fishing.
Outstanding. Okay, what's Lee meant for you being so far away?
Yeah, so coming to Lee, I really felt like it was a call from the Lord. And during my time at Lee, what's been most impactful for me is the spiritual discipleship and formation and growth that I've experienced all throughout my time at Lee in every aspect and in every area, in the classroom, in the clubs that I'm a part of, here in chapel. I've met the Lord. I've grown with the Lord. I've found brothers and sisters in Christ who have come alongside me, who have taught me how to be disciplined in the place of prayer and reading the Word and worship. I'm fortunate enough to be a part of Campus Choir, which we're going to hear from in a second. But through that group, I've learned how to minister and worship. I'm also a part of a group called Lee Prayer, and this group has really taught me the importance of personal time with the Lord, but also corporate intercession. So my time at Lee has been marked by just growth with the Lord, and that's been the most important thing for me.
Now, a couple of, maybe a month or so ago now, perhaps, maybe not quite that far, but we had a move of the Lord here on campus where for 126 hours, it was a student-led prayer vigil, prayer movement. There was worship, there was ministry, and I know several of you were a part of that, but Elijah, you talked about the Lee U prayer group, and you were kind of front and center. Your group was. Can you talk a little bit about that experience that we had here, please?
Yeah, I think probably one of the coolest things about that, and maybe many of you have heard of what happened at Lee, was that it came out of a classroom. It came out of a classroom that just decided to go and pray. The professor made an invitation to the students, and the students wanted to just go and pray, and out of that, the Lord showed up and met them in an intimate way and then called other people to the Stone Chapel to pray as well. And it was so many different people involved. I won't say that my group, whatever. But yeah, it was amazing and it was powerful. And it was student-led and it was beautiful, so yeah.
Outstanding. Well, whether you come from an international country, somewhere not here in the United States, all the way up in Maine, just down the road in Chattanooga, or right here in Cleveland, you're going to get the experience with the best faculty you can find anywhere. You're going to build lifetime relationships, and you're going to really grow in your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Lee is the greatest place to be. We say something around here at Lee, and that's simply this. The world needs Lee University because the world is a better place with Lee University students in it, and we really mean that. Will you give it up again for these students? Thank you very much.
So, John, you graduated last semester.
I did.
What do you miss the most?
I miss seeing my friends in class, but honestly what I miss most is probably life outside of the classroom.
Oh, definitely. And you were part of Kingdom Players, right?
I was, and that is honestly only one of like a million different things there are to do here on campus.
And see, for me, it starts with dorm life and events that are catered around helping you really get to know the people around you.
And we can't talk about dorm life without talking about dorm wars.
Of course not. Dorm Wars is an event on campus where each dorm competes in obstacle courses and relay races. Like my personal favorite, the shopping cart relay.
It is so much fun, and we haven't even touched on spiritual life on campus yet. I mean, we have chapels twice a week, and then we have small groups with your peers where you get to know them on a spiritual level. And then on top of all of that, we hold U Church once a month where we bring in the top Christian performers from around the world, and they hold a show or a concert or some kind of performance right here on Lee's campus.
And that's not even the end of spiritual life at Lee. Service learning for us goes way beyond just Deep Day. In fact, students are required to have 10 hours of service per semester that they're here at Lee. So you'll always find a Lee student helping out a cause that matters to them.
Is there anything else we need to tell them about life on campus?
What about life off campus?
Like Lee's study abroad programs or global perspectives. It's incredible. You get to travel the world and you get college credit for it. It's actually part of your degree.
Yeah, I went on the Cambridge trip and we got to travel around England and Scotland and Ireland and the rest of Europe, and I even picked up a few class credits along the way.
You were there for like a whole semester, right?
Yeah, I was.
That is so cool. Is there anything that we're missing?
Well, there's a ton that we're missing, but if we were to tell them about every single Greek club and academic club and intramural sports, we'd be here for a while.
You are so right. There is literally something for everyone here on Lee's campus.
England, Scotland, Costa Rica, Cambridge, Thailand, Argentina. Lots of different ways for you to study abroad. At Lee Day, expect something great. Go Flames!
Let's give it up. Let's give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Check, 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 check. Give it up for Campus Choir one more time. Man, that's just so exciting to me. When I hear them, there's nothing like that, at least in my life where I'm going and I love my church and all that stuff. There's just nothing like a choir of monster singers singing for the Lord with these brilliant arrangements and just good old Pentecostal choir songs. So they're already here. Would it be okay with you guys if we just kept them on stage for my last song that I'm gonna do? Is that okay? Campus Choir, along with a lot of other ensembles on campus, give the students the opportunity to travel to different churches. I think you guys are doing the morning service at like Arlington Cemetery. Might just find me on your bus. That one, that's the coolest thing. We do things like that all the time here, the ensembles do. But it gives you the opportunity, more than cool things like that, gives the opportunity to minister to people in real time, flesh to flesh. I learned how to pray for people, pray for strangers. I learned how to listen to God and discern his voice and what they need. I learned all of that, not just how to sing like that for hours, which prepared my voice for American Idol, but more than anything, it prepared my faith for American Idol and beyond. And I would not be able to witness to people in my everyday life if it wasn't for my experience at Lee and in Campus Choir. So let's give it up for Campus Choir one more time. This is one of my all-time favorite songs, one of the most important songs for me that we're gonna do. You guys can go ahead and start it. And we're gonna be joined with Campus Choir for this one. Is working against me. Gravity wants to bring me down. Oh, I'll never know what makes this man with all the love that his heart can stand, just to dream of ways to throw it all away. Oh, gravity is working against me. Wants to bring me down. Oh, but twice as much ain't twice as good. Can't sustain like one half could. See, it's wanting more that's gonna send me to my knees. Aaron Hayes on guitar. Twice as good. It can't sustain like one half could see. It's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. Oh, it's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. Oh, it's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. Gravity is working against me. Oh, gravity wants to bring me down. Oh, but twice as much ain't never twice as good. And can't sustain like one half could. You see, it's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. Oh, it's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. Don't you see that it's wanting more? It's gonna be the very thing to send me to my knees. How can that be? Just keep me where the light is. Keep me where the light is. Just keep me where the light is. Just keep me where the light is. Oh, just keep me right where the light is. Every step that I take, every moment I'm away, just keep me where the light is. Oh, I wanna see your face every day of my life, every day and every decision I make. Help me stay in your light. Listen, thank you guys so much for coming. I could do that for another hour or two. It's been an honor for you guys to be so kind and welcoming me back and welcoming, as we welcome you here as well. Okay, that's it. I told you it was impossible to keep it within an hour and 15 minutes, and we totally didn't do that. But I warned you at the front. Okay, so now what's next is we're gonna dismiss for different lunches by class. So don't forget, this is important. To be eligible for the scholarship drawing after the worship rally, you need to both go to your class luncheon and be back at 4 o'clock for the worship rally. So we're gonna start with freshmen and sophomores. You're gonna follow the Lee signs to the cafeteria portico. Those big old Lee signs with super friendly people waving around. Let's do that first. Get out of here, freshmen and sophomores.